Some criminals walk into every situation convinced they're the smartest person in the room. Reality, however, has a habit of rewriting those plans in the most unexpected ways. As these stories unfold, you'll see how overconfidence, desperation, and a few spectacularly bad decisions can change everything in a matter of moments. He walked in with an axe, like he was the final boss. 5 seconds later, the cashier pulled out a handgun, and he instantly unlocked the "I'm sorry" expansion pack. I've never seen a villain get a character arc that fast. He smashed the display case with a paving stone, grabbed the gold and headed for the exit. Except the store had already locked him inside. Turns out his biggest obstacle wasn't the jewelry, it was the front door. These two walked into a pet store expecting an easy robbery. Instead, they got a face full of boiling water and a crash course in picking the wrong victim. Safe to say this wasn't the kind of hot welcome they had in mind. A few minutes of fear, an undisclosed amount of cash, and one armed robbery that left everyone shaken. Thankfully, no one was hurt. That's the only good news in a story like this. Six guys showed up, thinking they'd roll out with two brand new Ducati Panigales. Instead, they got pushed back by employees who refused to give an inch. The best part? They came with crowbars and backup, but still left with absolutely nothing except bruised egos.
Снимай полностью, вытаскивайся, со штанов, сливчика, все, молодец, молодец, да. У тебя еще, давай, еще давай.
She really thought stuffing the stolen items into the purse she was already wearing would make them invisible. The cashiers trusted their instincts, asked to check, and sure enough, everything was right where they expected. These robbers thought they were about to score a fortune in jewelry. Instead, the owner came back armed, made them hand everything over, and literally kicked them out the door. Imagine surviving an armed robbery just to leave with a bruised ego and a sore backside. He came for the cash register but ended up getting introduced to Louisville Slugger instead. That's got to be the most painful customer service experience imaginable. He picked Stop Quick, thinking it would be an easy target. But he clearly picked the wrong place. The cashier stayed calm, locked the doors, and suddenly the robber was the one trapped and panicking. Two kids walked in, thinking that a handgun was all they needed to rob a jewelry store for gold. But then one of them fell off the counter. The store owner pulled out a shotgun, and their big plan instantly turned into a frantic run for the exit. Only in Northland could a milk thief get outsmarted by a spray system. Sometimes the store doesn't even need to fight back. The technology does it for them. These thieves walked into Princess Bride Diamonds thinking smashing glass would be an easy win. They brought hammers, but they forgot the employees were ready to fight back. Instead of leaving with diamonds, they left with nothing but a lesson they won't forget. This robber had a whole afternoon planned out, but his first stop already went wrong. He pulled a weapon, demanded cash, and then got scared when customers walked in. Imagine planning a crime spree and getting defeated by people simply entering the store.
Hello? 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 Put that back, please. Hello? The lady next door.
Imagine stealing your
Hello?
neighbor's package, only to have the doorbell
Oh my
suddenly
God.
say your name. She went from got it
I'll be
to
outside in a
never
minute to talk
mind,
to you.
faster than I've ever seen. This robber walked into Pam's one-stop bottle shop expecting an easy payday. Instead, he met Pam Overstreet, who basically told him, "Not today." He came with a gun looking for cash and left with nothing but a story he won't forget. He walked in with a gun expecting control, but the second he lowered his guard, everything changed. The cashier saw the opportunity, grabbed the weapon, and suddenly, the robber was no longer the one making the demands. Four thieves never expected their robbery plan would end with them trapped inside the very store they tried to rob. They came looking for an easy target, but ended up waiting for the law to arrive and handle the situation. This robber walked into Campus Party store thinking he had the perfect plan. He got some cash, but made one huge mistake. He left his own weapon behind. Sometimes one careless move is all it takes for a robbery to fall apart. Imagine risking an arrest just to steal a broken TV. They thought they hit the jackpot, but all they really stole was someone else's electronic trash. That's the definition of working harder, not smarter. He brought a knife. She brought a cleaning rag. Guess who ran away? This guy treated vending machines in Prague like they were his personal ATMs. After breaking into 28 machines with a master key, he probably thought nobody would notice. Turns out, 28 crime scenes are pretty hard to hide. His master plan was putting one jacket under another and hoping nobody would notice. Criminal genius? Not exactly. Imagine surviving the robbery, only to bust yourself by taking off your mask too early. That's one of the biggest cell phones you'll ever see. Breaking into a family-owned nail salon at 4 a.m., smashing the front glass, and only getting away with a little cash is unbelievably pathetic. The owners are left with thousands in repairs, while the thieves walk away with almost nothing. My buddy caught this guy trying to steal 3 cases of beer from work. Then karma kicked in instantly. He tripped, dropped every single case, beer exploded all over the floor, and he took off running empty-handed. The robber walked into the gas station thinking it would be an easy robbery. Instead, he ran into an ordinary customer who refused to stand by while the female cashier was being threatened. Sometimes the biggest surprise for criminals is that ordinary people are willing to stand up for someone else. This Missouri office worker showed some serious quick reflexes when an armed robber walked in. The thief came expecting an easy target, but he quickly learned he picked the wrong place. This shoplifter walked out of Home Depot like he owned the place. What he didn't expect was a parking lot full of Vermonters who weren't about to let him leave that easily. Sometimes the customers are tougher than the store's security. The robber probably expected to get punched or sprayed with pepper spray, not to have a security guard use his own helmet as a weapon. That was one humiliating beatdown. Imagine getting chased off by nothing more than a helmet. The robber probably thought he'd found an easy target. Instead, he picked a 77-year-old who wasn't about to hand over anything without a fight. The thief ended up quitting first.
See this video for yourself. The suspect was seen on surveillance video grabbing money from the register station on New Hope Church Road last week. When he tried to escape,
he actually made it to the door with the cash, then realized it was locked. Instead of a smooth getaway, he had to smash his way out. That's one of the most embarrassing robberies ever caught on camera.
The man
The getaway started with a stolen saw and ended with a worker on the hood and a crashed Buick. Safe to say, this wasn't the smooth escape the thief had in mind. Dallas construction crews clearly don't let expensive tools go without a chase. At a Home Depot in Boynton Beach, these two thought disguising themselves as women would help them steal drill batteries unnoticed. They even used pepper spray when security confronted them, but the getaway ended in the parking lot with police waiting. Luxury sunglasses may look expensive, but they're not worth throwing your future away. These thieves kept hitting high-end stores, never realizing they were making themselves easier and easier for investigators to track down. She walked in thinking she was the boss of the situation. A few seconds later, she went from "give me your money" to "somebody help me." That was the fastest career change from robber to victim I've ever seen. The fact that armed criminals can break into someone's home this easily is deeply concerning. Families deserve to feel safe where they live. More neighborhood patrols, faster police response, and tougher penalties could help keep these crimes from happening. An 87-year-old woman had her wallet stolen, but the thief picked the wrong place. One brave shopper took off after him, caught him, and proved that good people still outnumber the bad. He thought stealing a locked bike would save him money. Instead, he ended up paying nearly £900 to the victim. Turns out, buying a bike in the first place would have been a whole lot cheaper.
Give me the stuff. Give me the stuff.
That employee wasn't about to let the thief stroll out with a cart full of merchandise. One determined worker turned what looked like an easy theft into a full-blown wrestling match. Eight armed robbers emptied nearly the entire jewelry store in under a minute, thinking nobody would fight back. Then the 76-year-old owner came charging out with a gun, and suddenly the gang couldn't get out of there fast enough. That's one fearless Grandpa Bill. The moment the fog security system activated, the entire robbery fell apart. The robbers couldn't see a thing, and were forced to leave empty-handed. Some people walk into a store looking for a bargain. This guy walked in looking for a robbery and accidentally found a Texas firefighter and former Marine instead. He expected terrified victims, but got a one-way trip to the floor. At a home bargain store in Peterborough, this shoplifter wasn't satisfied with stealing cookies. He actually spat them at an employee on the way out. That's the kind of behavior that turns a petty theft into something far more disturbing. Taking an elderly woman hostage was supposed to help the robber stay in control. Or, at least that's what he thought. But one split-second mistake gave the cashier the chance to grab the gun and completely turn the tables. Now that's instant regret. Four suspects stormed into a jewelry store, smashed the display cases, grabbed everything they could, and ran. What they probably didn't notice was that the security cameras were collecting evidence just as fast as they were collecting jewelry.
Hey, listen,
Hey, don't grab anything.
don't reach for anything.
Grab anything. Hey, don't grab anything. I'm grabbing. Hey, don't grab.
There's a dog back there.
He walked into the store causing chaos, ignored every command from police, and then reached for a loaded gun. At that point, the outcome was almost inevitable. Every bad decision only made the situation worse. Watching him wrestle with that mirror was funnier than the robbery itself. Maybe he should have brought a toolbox instead of confidence. She even sat down to neatly arrange each item into her bag,
You can put it
taking
all
her
back now.
time as if no one was
Yeah.
watching. Meanwhile,
Probably should,
the
shouldn't you?
security camera captured the entire performance.
Empty the bag out then. Empty the bag.
This guy thought he pulled off the perfect phone theft at the hair salon, but the moment everyone started looking for it, he quietly put it back and acted like he had just found it. Nice try, but nobody was buying that performance. Mission failed. This robbery couldn't have gone much worse. A few terrifying moments were enough to throw the entire office into chaos. The employees did the right thing by putting their safety first. Money can be replaced, lives can't. He thought he'd make a clean getaway with a handful of gold chains. Then the jewelry store owner chased him down, fought back, and he panicked, dropped the gold, and ran for his life. Talk about determination. The store owner jumped over the counter, blocked the robber's motorcycle, and turned his getaway into a foot chase that didn't last long. Sometimes the neighborhood is the best security system. Every story in this collection reminds us that bad decisions have a way of unraveling faster than anyone expects, while quick thinking and ordinary courage can completely change the outcome. Sometimes the biggest mistake isn't breaking the law, it's believing nothing will go wrong. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share it with someone who'd enjoy these stories too.